Welcome back guys to another video on the channel. In today's video we will be talking about the best XP methods to maximize your double XP weekend. We'll be going into the armor, weapons, and buffs that you should be going into the weekend with and what to expect, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Now here are some screenshots of how much XP I was getting from the raids earlier today. Now, I wasn't max with my unyielding armor, but I had a bunch of buffs and had lunchboxes activated. And if you're ever interested in running raids with me, I am always live on Twitch running raids with my viewers. So just come in chat and ask if you would like to raid. So these are the special stats that I suggest starting with. You're going to see 13 intelligence. I also suggest to have on the intelligence legendary perk card. Now that will take your intelligence above up to 18 intelligence. You can't have more than 15 perk card slots, but with the more intelligence, the more XP you will be getting. Alongside inspirational, which just gives you more, and a bunch of other stuff like Nuka-Cola, because we're going to be taking Nuka-Cola Cranberry, and Bobblehead, good with salt for our food to not spoil. And just overall, just better things like Kurt's first aid to help us stay alive, Life Giver for more health, Ironclad for better protection, and just stuff like that. So this is the perk cards and legendary perk cards that I suggest using to get the most XP. Now let's get into the armor that I suggest having and the legendary mods associated with the armor. So we're going to be in Unyielding, Intelligence, and Through Hikers on Secret Service. Now if you can't get Secret Service yet because you're not quite that, you haven't quite done the main story, then that's fine, but this is the one that we're really focusing on, Unyielding. Which is gonna give us +3 stats to all specials except endurance. Mainly intelligence. We need intelligence to be able to get more XP. 2-star intelligence will help us get more as well. So, how do we get low health? Well, we're going to go and drink toxic goo until we're under 25%, which will then give us more intelligence. So look at that. I'm at 54 intelligence. We can get that higher though. Now, onto the gun that I will be using for this. I will be using the Enclave Plasma Rifle. Obviously this is a very hard gun to obtain, but the main thing that we will be looking for is the Intelligence 3-star. That's just going to give us more intelligence whenever we use this, which then gives us more XP, which is important. Also, special shout out to one of my viewers who dropped me this. Very appreciate it, because this gun is very hard to get, so I appreciate that. And on to the mutations that I suggest having. I suggest having Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Carnivore, Eagle Eye, Egghead, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, Scaly Skin, Speed Demon. Now, Marsupial has a -1 intelligence with the perk cards that we have. If you take another Marsupial, that will be negated for 1 hour, so there will not be a downside. So you will just have the carry weight and jump boost with no minus to that. And obviously, Egghead is good for the +6 intelligence, Carnivore for what food buffs we will be taking, and yeah, just everything else just for more damage and everything that will just help us stay alive and do more damage. Now on to the aid that we will be taking. So first off, Berry Mentats which will give us +5 intelligence for 5 minutes. Very important. I very strongly suggest getting this, at least. If you can't get the other ones, make sure to at least have this. Leader Bobblehead, which will give us 5% more XP. Live and Love 8, which will give us 5% more XP while on a team. And most importantly, lunchboxes. Lunchboxes will give you double XP on top of it. You can have a maximum of 4, you can't have more, you can have less, but the max is 4. So do not pop 5, but only 4. The next thing is to make sure to have a derby machine, which give you 2% or 2 more intelligence, and a sleeping bag, or just any kind of bed, which will give you the well rested, which will give you 5% more XP on top of everything else. Finally, onto the foods. If you're a herbivore, you're going to want brain bombs. Brain bombs are very good for herbivore. If you're also a herbivore, you're going to want cranberry relish, which is the other one. So take those two if you're a herbivore. If you're a carnivore, you're going to take broiled scorched beef brain for +6 intelligence. Or you're going to take tasty squirrel stew, which will give you 20% more XP. Now, on to the last two things. You can take Nuka-Cola Cranberry, which will give you 6% more XP. Well, and I also strongly suggest Feed the People will give you 10% more XP for an hour if you already have this and you are a carnivore. So this is very nice. This is a very good thing to have because it cannot spoil. So you can just have this on you at all times and it can't spoil. Now that's about it. That's about everything that I suggest having when it comes to buffs, armor, weapons, and yeah. Hopefully everybody takes great advantage of the double XP weekend. I hope everybody can get all the levels they need in, whether it's you're doing raids with a team or running West Tech or just trying to get more XP while just playing the game. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope everybody has an amazing double XP/Valentine's weekend. And as always, goodbye!